back to my channel. I am Rosalind Yukic, and I am a second-generation homeschool mom, and I live in Croatia. If you've never been here before, I talk a lot about homeschooling, a little bit about keto, and I also talk about the Bible a lot. I try to weave the Bible into a lot of the topics that I talk about with homeschooling and keto, but I also sometimes will post a video that is just all about the Bible, and I'm actually going to be doing that a little bit more. I do have a lot of Bible journaling videos. I am probably going to do some less of those and talk just more about this type of content where you actually see my face and show you maybe my Bible journaling. That way, instead of taking you through the process, I have a lot of videos taking you through that process, and so if somebody wants to see the process that I do, you can go check those out. But as we do our Good Morning Girls studies, for those of you who follow me on my blog, you know that I do Good Morning Girls studies, and I co-lead a group in English and then lead a group in Croatian. I'm probably going to be doing some videos to go along with the Good Morning Girls. That's kind of one of the things that I've been wanting to do more of, is more like written and spoken content. For more updates on what I'm doing with my blog and just to kind of connect with me personally, I have just started a Telegram group, and so if you'd like to follow me there, I want to invite you to follow me there. It is a community. I'm letting people engage in the group, so it's not just me talking to people or posting messages. It's people being able to sort of dialogue back and forth. It's just brand new. I just opened it up on Sunday. And you know, people are just still coming in, and we're still kind of getting used to one another. But I do want to invite you to join me in that Telegram group. And that's just really for like more personal engagement directly with me and other followers. But today I want to talk to you about something that I want to start. And I want to invite you to do this with me. You know, we are following what's going on in the world right now, in particular with the war between Russia and Ukraine, and of course knowing that the potential for that to spread, the ripple effect of that is really going to be felt all around the world. And a lot of people are having questions of, you know, where is this leading? How is it going to affect our country? You know, I'm not terribly close to Ukraine, but you know, in relativity, especially with most of my followers who are in the US, I'm fairly close. And so the potential for us to be impacted more than just economically, which we are already being affected economically by that, and I think the whole world really is, the potential for that is definitely there. But I think the potential for that is for pretty much everyone. If we read the Bible, if we read biblical prophecy, we know that these things must happen before the end comes. And I know that probably a lot of people are having questions, especially those who you know something about biblical prophecy, or maybe have listened to some Bible teachers that have talked a little bit about biblical prophecy, especially end times prophecy. There's a lot of questions about, where does this fit with end time prophecy, or does this fit with end time prophecy? And I believe that it does fit with end time prophecy. I think when we read Ezekiel 38 and 39, we can see that this very well could fit in with that prophecy. And so that has led me to decide to lead a study. Now, this is not my study, this is my dad's study, and the study is the book of Revelation. It's a chapter by chapter online video Bible study. So this is the workbook. You get a free workbook with the study, and what the workbook is it's sheets. It's got information, and then it's got fill in the blanks. These sheets go along with all of the lessons. For every lesson there is a video. The videos range between half an hour to just under an hour each. And so I'm going to be taking 1 week for every lesson. That gives me an entire week to listen to the lesson little by little. Or if I have like a Sunday afternoon, while the kids are, playing and doing their thing, I can sit down and listen to the video and do the worksheet. The reason why I want to do this study is because it really does, of course, deal with the end times, right? I mean, that's what the book of Revelation is about. But there's another reason, and I want to read it to you out of the Bible. It's Revelation 1, and it says in verse 3, "Blessed is he who reads and those who hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written in it, for the end time is near." This is the only book of the Bible that gives a specific blessing for reading that specific book. You will not find a verse like this in any other book of the Bible. This verse is only found in Revelation, and it offers a special blessing for the reader. And I think that, there's a lot of intimidation. I know I feel horribly intimidated whenever I speak with anybody about end times prophecy, because so much of it is wrapped in allegory, and so much is wrapped in just picturesque things and illustrations. And so it's really hard for people, especially people like me. I'm not abstract. I'm very much just give me the specific data. Don't do all of this other stuff, speak in abstract things, and the wheel within the wheel and all of that really intimidates me, because that's not the way my brain operates. But I think that understanding as much as we can about end time prophecy, studying the book of Revelation, no matter how intimidating it may seem, is very important, because I feel that, especially for us today, we need to understand the times in which we live. If you look at, in the little bit that I know about end time prophecy, which is very little, it's easy to see that we are in that time period. And I truly believe that we could literally be on the cusp of those 7 years of the Great Tribulation. And of course, following the Great Tribulation is the 1,000-year reign of Christ. I mean, we could literally be 7 years away from the 1,000-year reign of Christ on the earth. And the thought of that is so amazing and exciting. And if we don't look at the signs of what is going on right now in current events and look at that within the context of scripture and biblical prophecy, we're missing out on so much. And so I'm going to be doing this study. Now, this study is going to be taking place in a private group on Facebook. It is a group for my dad's Bible studies and his online courses. My dad does have a blog, fdeanhackett.com, and I will drop that in the description box below. He has been studying end times for longer than I've been alive, so for literally over a half a century. He has filing cabinets filled with information and news clippings and all kinds of research that he has done. I cannot remember a time growing up that I've not heard my dad preach about end time prophecy. That has been really the core of his message. Come to Christ, to receive Christ. He's such an evangelist, and with that has always talked about the second coming of Christ. He talks about that in his book, actually. When he got saved and God called him to preach, he told him that he would preach two things: get saved, Jesus is coming again. And really, he has not strayed from those two things in all of his years of preaching and ministry. And this is a study that he led in 2020 at his church, and then went on to make available on his blog as an online course. And so there is a price tag attached to it. But it is well worth the absolute wealth of information that you will receive. It is lifetime membership, and so you can always go back and do it over again and over again and over again. And so I want to invite you to join me in this Revelation study. The link to where you can find the information for the study is in the description box below, and all of that information will be there. and how you can sign up for that. I will begin this the first week of April. Now, for those of you who do follow Good Morning Girls, we do have a Good Morning Girls study coming up at the same time. This is separate from that. If you do Good Morning Girls, I want to encourage you to continue to do that. I do not want to detract anyone from doing a Good Morning Girls Bible study. This is an addition. I will be doing both. I know that sounds like a lot. I have bitten off a lot to chew. But I feel an urgency to do this. And I've put it off because of I was just afraid of the time commitment that it would require. I did last year. I led a study. The prequel to this study, Where Are We on God's Time Clock? I led that last year with a group of women. And my plan was to immediately jump into Revelation, but I couldn't with the time commitment. But I feel like now I need to just carve out time for that. I feel like the time, I will never get the time. You know how that is. If something is important, you make time for it. You will never find the time. And I realized, I need to make the time for this. I need to carve out the time for this. Even if I have to let something else go for a season, this really needs to become of great importance in my life because I am seeing what's going on, and I'm following, a specific news source that is giving out really good information and news within the context of biblical prophecy. And I just felt an urgency to go ahead and get started and to invite you to join me. So we will be starting April 1st. That is a Friday. That is April Fool's Day. I know this is not a joke. And I don't know how long it's going to take. There are 21 lessons because he does combine 2 chapters at one point in the study. So there are 21 lessons that could potentially take 21 weeks. But we all know life happens. It happens to me as much as it happens to anyone. And so it's going to take a minimum of 21 weeks. It could take a little bit longer if, something comes up and we need to sort of, put a lesson on hold or something like that. But the commitment is definitely 21 weeks. And so that is all of the information that I think that you're going to need. I will also in the description box below leave all of the information in this video, where you can sign up for joining me on Telegram, as well as how you can sign up for this Bible study. I really hope that you're going to join me. I feel like there's just so much that can be gained from this, so much blessing that can come out of this. And I feel like, with everything that's happening right now, there are just some things that, seem important at the time, but when you look at it through the lens of eternity, I don't know, they just sort of lose their importance, don't they? And so that does not mean I'm not going to be here. I will still be uploading, of course, my homeschooling videos. I'm going to be getting back to doing my keto videos here fairly soon. Just following COVID, it's been hard to get back into my routine. And I'm going to be doing more Bible-based content as well, as I said at the beginning of this video. So you'll be seeing some more of that coming up. And I'm just so glad, to be here with you all and to be connecting with you all. So that's it for this video. Leave a thumbs up if you like this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, be sure to do that. That way, you will get, easy access to all of my content. And, below in the description box, you will find a link to Linktree where you will get all of the places where you can also follow me on different social media sites. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.